How is everybody doing? We're going to take a look at Mike Oldfield, the HDCDs, high definition compact disc. Isn't that what they were called? HDCD is a technique or where you put a kind of a 20-bit or 24-bit resolution on a standard compact disc. I don't know, something, and then you decode it by using a HDCD machine. So you have to have it on the machine software. Never really heard them because I don't have such a CD player. I think that's how it works. It's to do with some type of compression and stuff like that. So yeah, but you know, I don't know. They'll play back normally. There shouldn't be any issues. But this catalog is a Virgin. They're the Virgin albums, and they were chopped out in 2000. I remember when they came out, and I bought a few back then, and I've been collecting them again recently, just before they dry up completely. And yeah, they're actually, I like the sound of them. You know, they're louder than the original 1986 CDs, and in some instances they sound a little bit better. There's not an awful lot of difference. That's the only thing. Yeah, a lot of people did this at the time. I think Roxy Music did a HDCD. I think Dire Straits as well. I think it's been discontinued after that. But anyway, these are pretty. The artwork has a lot to be desired. You know, you get every disc has a kind of a this shape on it, and it's a little bit generic. They're just unusual looking, you know what I mean? There's nothing special. Would it be nice if they put a kind of a pictogram or something, you know? Inside, you know, you got this kind of, I don't know, sleeve notes by Dave Lang, and every one of them has the catalog. And now I don't have in this series, I didn't buy the orchestral tubular bells because I have no interest in it. I have it on an ordinary, I have it a 1980s Virgin CD, and I have it on vinyl and stuff. I have no interest in that. And I've been collecting the rest of the catalogue. Bizarrely enough, the later catalogue, they're becoming quite expensive and kind of hard to get. Islands, that's one that everybody seems to buy in this series. But I have Tubular Bells, Hercus Ridge, Amadon, Incantations. I also didn't buy Expos because I have an original CD. That seems to be very expensive. To buy this one from this series is well over $50. I'm not going to pay for it. I have it on vinyl as well. Platinum, QE2, 5 Miles Out, and Crises. And you get Discovery, Killing Field soundtrack, Islands, Earth Moving. Kind of an album I'm not really a fan of because it's only all songs. Amarok and Heaven's Open. Like I said, I have all the Virgin catalogue already, and I've got most of the 70s stuff on the deluxe editions and the 80s stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's remastered by Simon Hayward at Chop 'em Out London, April 2000. I remember when they came out. I think they came out in the summer of 2000 or late 2000, I'm not sure. But artwork, yeah, they stick to the original here. And you know, Tubular Bells is a great album. This one, by the way, is the 1998 remaster, the 25th anniversary. I think this is it again, rejigged in this package. So yeah, Tubular Bells is kind of like, you know, it's a masterpiece. It's you know, it's got like little nooks and crannies in the music and stuff. It's dense, it's complex, it's incredible that it was incredible piece of work for a young musician like Mike at the time. And there's nobody else like Mike. I think he became like other people, like, you know, I think the Warner years and stuff like that. I kind of think Tubular Bells too were the James last years, where the orchestral things are very generic and stuff. Yeah. But his 70s output, I think the Virgin catalogue is probably the gold for me. Yeah. As well as that, these ones have a kind of a, you know, shape of the bell. If you line them all up, they create the tubular bell logo. Yeah. There's other writing here as well on each one, and it's kind of hard to see. It's all really condensed and stuff like that. So yeah. So that's that. Next up is Hergus Ridge. They can kind of continue the HDCD artwork, which looks pretty ghastly. You know, it should be smaller than that. You know, green. And the inside, you get a picture of the sky, which, you know, again, all these, they all have this, so I'm probably going to bypass it from now. And again, you get some grass in this one. That is cool. This CD version of Hergus Ridge is the 1976 box mix, and even the 80s version CD is also the boxed mix, because Mike actually in 76 mixed the first 3 albums for boxed. He didn't like the original Hergus Ridge, so he did it. So I'm used to this version. Yeah, it's there's kind of warts on it, like even on the CD and the Virgin CD. In the 2010 deluxe edition, you get the original version on CD, possibly for the first time. And you also get a 2010 remix, which I was listening to last night, and it sounds fantastic. You know, he really picks out things and stuff like. Yeah, I think the original version from the LP is a bit pastoral. It's very kind of mellow and stuff like that, and it's fascinating. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's dense. It's, you know, part 1 is amazing. You know, it kind of repeats itself, but it kind of brings you in. The melodies are beautiful. It's kind of sad music as well in some ways. It's fantastic. You know, it wasn't as popular as Tubular Bells, but you know, that was soon to change, because then came Almadon. Again here, like, you know, it's very faded looking. It's very pale compared to the newer versions. Yeah, very, very sparse. You know, they don't go out of their way to do anything. They're pretty ghastly, you know what I mean? I wish I had a hand. I did graphic design for a long, long time. With all this PageMaker and Cork Express. I would have loved to have designed these. I would have loved to have designed the Oldfield catalogue. The newer versions are fine. You know, they've gone back to the original artwork. Almadon, it's fantastic. You know, it's a great album. This version is fine. You know what I mean? You can hear the limitations of the master tape, obviously, and stuff like that. Like that pop up from time to time. Yeah, I think the newer versions are definitely better. You know, the 2010s, or when they started bringing them back out. The remixes take you into the music a bit more, and you know, they've just done better cleaning them up and stuff. Next up is Incantations. I like this album. I really like this album. It's a great album. And here we get a nice coastline, which has nothing to do with the original. And see, waves coming into the shore. Yeah, this is a good album, worth investigation, you know what I mean? And again, you know, I have Virgin version from the 80s. I've got this, and I also have the I think the 2012 remaster, the one with the glitch in it at the end of is it part 3 or part 4? I can't remember. There's a glitch somewhere. Yeah, but I really like this. It's another great album. I think that, like I said, the Virgin stuff is, there's no one else doing that at the time. Maybe Steve Reich and Philip Glass were doing kind of minimal stuff. Next up is Platinum, and again, it's really gawky. Look at the size of the type. Horrible. It should be a much smaller than that. And get a nice blue disc. Well, a blue label on the disc. The difference between this and the Virgin, I think that there's a bit of extra compression, and there's less distortion. There's distortion on the drums in Airborne, on the original HDCD, I think there is. Yeah, this isn't a bad album, but you know, Platinum Parts 1 to 4 are fantastic. Woodhinge is very mellow, and then Sally, you know, that's a terrible, 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 terrible song. Yeah. Next up is QE2, and I think they did the best job on this one. Cover is fine. The back is great. Then you get a nice red label on this one. Yeah, QE2. Oh, that's really cool. Look what they did here. They made a little puzzle out of it. QE2 is interesting. You know, it's a break away from the 70s, definitely. Break away from the 70s. There's drum machines on it and stuff like that. Oh, they made a big boo-boo. Look at this. That's a Tubular Bells era photograph, I think. Phil Collins plays on the first 2 tracks. And it's... Yeah, the tribal drums and stuff like that kind of hark back to Amadon. But his guitar sound is fantastic on it. You know, there's 2 covers. Arrival, Wonderful Land. I like QE2 itself. It's fantastic. And Taurus 1 isn't bad, but it kind of... It's a bit of meandering in the middle, and it's very complex for the sake of being complex. You know, I don't know. It's hard to know. Hard to know. Next up is 5 Miles Out. I love this one. This is a great album. It's kind of a definitely move into the 80s, but he's using Fairlight on this for a lot of the sample sounds and stuff. But again, a good core band. Chorus 2, yeah, fantastic. Family Man is a brilliant single. That's the debut, I think, of... Well, this album is the debut of Maggie Riley, who was on the 1981 European tour. They kind of stick to the original CD with this. Yeah, they kept to the original CD. Yeah. And Aura Badu, that's a great track as well. It's kind of enchanting. Mount Tidy, I don't know. And 5 Miles Out. Masterpiece. It's a great album. I really like this one. It's complex. Taurus 2 is so complex. There's so much going on in it. Like, it's incredible. Yeah, certainly, definitely worth investigation. And finally, we have Crises. Again, I like this album as well. Like, you know, strong material. That's a nice... there's a mistake here. You can see on the back. Crises. A Moonlight Shadow. In High Places. And Foreign Affair is missing. Then we have Taurus 3, short little instrumental, and Shadow on the Wall. Yeah, John Anderson is on In High Places. And there's other stuff here written here. It's very hard to see, you know. Yeah. Again, they stuck to close to the original version with this. I remember those pictures in the Virgin. It was Mike's 10th year in business, 1973 to 1983, in the sleeve notes of the original. Yeah, but yeah, I like the sound. I think it sounds good. You know, I think these sound a bit beefier, especially QE2. It sounds beefier, and yeah, they're not bad. You know what I mean? I think they're good. It's worth tracking them down because, you know, they'll get more expensive as the years go on. And yeah, that's so. Yeah. Mike's totally original. I love his music. I'm listening to it an awful lot lately, so I kind of start collecting again. You know, I have all the albums, the Virgin CDs. I've got all the reissues, the deluxe editions. I've everything, I'd say, at this stage. I wish that more stuff would come out, you know. I think he's retired anyway, but I wish they brought out some more archive stuff. You know, I really would like to see some more. I'd like to hear stuff we've never heard before. Yeah, so that's part 1. And... yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe and take care.